Welcome back to the Quantum Diaries. You can write your own future. I'm Dr. Steve Norman. Today we are going to focus on the planetary substances known as guillotines. Guillotines are often found in something called the monotone Darius. Monotone Darius can be located on the northern Pacific Ocean near the Plagiarinson Fowls. That's a fowl, sir. Moving on. Mountain peaks to the north of the Jordan River have indeed sprouted mung beans. There is a common category in boxing known as the fist match. This fist match deliberately leaves two fists in the air screaming. In parallel, multi-physical dimensions are compared to the fist match of the universe. The universe is indeed boxing to the death of its own beat. What we have here is a satellite device. This device is helped to determine and graph these pesticides within and from the stars. Now, contraction and subtraction are two different things. Sometimes it can be good to subtract one thing and contract another. I find it most helpfully significant to rewind the past. In rewinding the past with this device, we directly lead to outcomes of abnormality. Abnormality is and will be secluded by its ancestor, polygamith. Moving on, agriculture in a digital age. This plant that we have here is a fine specimen from the sub-Saharan desert location. It's approximately 4,000 degrees left of the anti-fluid seminal. It is known as the biotinical mass infiltration til tom richte ha kai. Not only a great specimen, it's also a fascinating specimen. Swirling and massaging are also fascinating tactics used primarily by this plant. Use it correctly, not incorrectly, but for ethical reasons and justifiable reasons. Justify it. You see, the key to this plant is the sexual intimacy. In about 1933, I did a scavenge exploration to the remote location of southern Papua New Guinea. Here I met with some locals, tribal councilmen, to discuss the possible embellishments of the so-called plant mouthful. Mouthful is interesting, articulate, and yet beautiful. Would you look at that? There it is right here. I have mouthful on tap at every restaurant in the Baltic Sea. Past, present, and futuristic generations have all come across the same thing. What could be as striking as the two-toed lizard? Well, that conclusion has been resolved 5 days ago. Mass amounts of great white sharks in the northern Baltic Sea came across a man cave. Man cave, definition, the right to remain opportune. We have a few letters from the fans. First off, from Massachusetts in the northern realm, we have Bobby Frazier. Frazier asks, how long would it take for quote-unquote so-and-so to evaporate if evaporation is least qualified? Bobby, good question. I think that it would take some time. Now, I couldn't be exact with my calculations, but I want to be pushing further, Bobby. Dunder Philo in West Palm Beach asks, Dr. Norman, how would one contract the malicious disease if there was only one fiber within contraction? Excellent question there. I think that you could potentially be a witness for harboring feelings. James Earl Delhart Jr. Jr. asks, in the increasing society that a masculine male could conform to emasculine ways, how does one respond to this gender identity crisis? Junior, I'm not in my right mind to answer this, but it doesn't look like you have the proper psyche. Susan Timble from Winfred, New York asks, Dr. Steve, I understand that you have a background with malevolent behavior. How does that play into your everyday role? Well, Susan, it doesn't. Take this. This has been another successful episode of the Quantum Diaries. I'm Dr. Steve Norman. I hope you have a read it and weep kind of night.